What's up, guys? It's Andrew here again, and in this video we are going to be reviewing yet again another math problem. So before we do, go ahead and turn to test 2 in your red book. We are going to be taking a look at question 35 from that math test. So read question 35 from the math test in test 2 in your red book. Pause the video, read the question, and when you're done, hit play. All right, guys, I love this question. I love this question. I'm a math nerd. I love this question. The reason I love this question is because it looks really difficult, but it's actually way easier than it looks. I'm really excited to dig into this. First thing that you're going to notice when you look at this question is that it's a paragraph long. So anytime you see a question that's like a paragraph long, it's probably a pretty good idea to think about these 3 letters: W, P, S, word problem strategy. We're going to use our word problem strategy on this question. And of course, we all know it, we love it. It's 3 steps. And we're going to walk through these 3 steps together. So always when we're working through word problems, the first thing we do is we ask ourselves, what am I trying to find? Well, in this question, they're talking about fishing boats and cargo ships and lighthouses and positioning, and it sounds like a paragraph out of The Old Man and the Sea. But we actually are trying to find, down at the very end of that paragraph, we are trying to find the distance. Well, we are trying to find the expression, it says, for the distance from the cargo ship to the fishing boat. We are looking for an expression that tells us how far apart are the cargo ship and the fishing boat. That is what we're trying to find. What do we know? Well, basically everything that we know is given to us both in the paragraph and in the picture below it. They give us a lot of information in both places. All I'm going to write on the board is that picture, because the picture actually reflects the same information that's in the paragraph. So our picture looks something like this. We got this long, skinny triangle, like this here, and it tells us that this point up here is the cargo ship. This point over here is the fishing boat. This down here is the lighthouse. And then it gives us some distances. It tells us that from the lighthouse to the fishing boat has a distance of 5.0. From the lighthouse to the cargo ship has a distance of, I think, 4.2? Yes, 4.2. And the angle formed here is a 5-degree angle. This is everything it tells us in the picture. But there's one more very important thing that the question gives us, that that paragraph gives us. And without that one thing, this problem would be way harder. We are looking for the distance here, and they actually just give us, they straight up give us the formula in the question to solve for that distance. So you actually don't really have to bring in any outside knowledge. They give you the formula straight away. This is called the law of cosines, and this is the formula that it gives you. So we're in step 2. What do we know? We know this formula. The law of cosines says that in a triangle like this, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of angle C. So it gives us this formula, and using that formula, we can find the distance between the cargo ship and the fishing boat. And here's how we do this, okay? We are trying to solve for this side. We are given this angle, okay? Now let's look at our formula real quick. This is the biggest jump in logic. We have one angle. In our formula, it requires one angle. We are trying to solve for one side length. And look, that side length is opposite of the angle. So when we start plugging these numbers into our formula, what we're going to end up with is that we are going to call this side C, and this point where the lighthouse is going to be the vertex of angle C. Now we're just going to name our other sides and angles real quick here. We're going to call this one angle A, this angle B, which would make this side length A, and this side length B. So we've now named all of the stuff on our triangle, and all I'm going to do is take this information, plug it into my formula. I'll use my calculator. Sorry, I'm not going to use my calculator. Rex is going to cut that little comment about calculators out of the video. I'm going to plug this information into my formula, and it's going to give me the answer. Look at the answer choices. You don't even have to simplify it or solve it at all. So let's build this formula real quick. We want to solve for side length C. And using our formula, here's how it's going to look. We're moving on to step 3, solving the problem here. So C squared equals A squared, which is A is 5, so we have 5.0 squared, plus B squared, B is 4.2, minus, hop back over here, minus 2 times A, which is 5.0, times B, which is 4.2, times the cosine of angle C, which is 5 degrees. Bingo. This is the formula for the length of the span between the cargo ship and the fishing boat. But if we look at our answer choices, of course, we're not trying to solve for C squared. We're trying to solve for C. We're trying to find the length, not the length squared. So how do we get just C and not C squared? Well, all we have to do is take the square root of both sides. That will cancel with the squared over here. And when we take the square root of that entire side of the equation and check our answer choices, you will see that this perfectly matches answer choice B. So that's your answer. Answer choice B. All we had to know is how to use the equation that they give us.